Okay, for this one you can use sine or cosine depending on where you do your locator point. For this one, if you start right here, your cosine has to be negative. If you decide to start up there instead, though, then you just need to adjust your locator point by moving your x over. And then the rest of these should be easy. This one right here, be careful because your b is a pi. And then here are your two sine and cosine graphs. Just be careful because of that negative sign. Make sure that you flip it. When you go back and check your test answers, always check for the ones that are supposed to be flipped or for negative signs. For this one was a really tricky for the lines. Worst case scenario, just scratch this and just do a blank page graph so you can mark them like you did before. But here is a zoomed in version of this. Remember, you can count by sixths here like we talked about. And then here's a zoomed in version of this one. Again, you can count by thirds, or you know that you're splitting all the way into twelfths for this one. This one was upside down. Again, double check all of that. Here are these. I set these up. I'm using a triangle. This one I always convert by unrationalizing and then using that for my sides of my triangle. And then you use Pythagorean theorem to figure out your missing side. Then you can just do your ratio over. Amplitude is positive 4 because it's a distance. The negative just means you have to flip it. And then just like I showed you before, this tells you how many to divide your top half into, and then you can go ahead and divide your bottom half the same way, and you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 over. Same for all of these. This one you have to go around multiple times. Remember, a full, and it's negative, so you're going backwards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2/3, 1, 2, and that puts your line there. Then you can do your triangle. This one actually falls on the axis. Tangent is the same as sine over cosine, and we know that our coordinates, because it's a unit circle with a radius of 1, our coordinates are -1, 0. The first one is always cosine for all the coordinates. Second is always sine. So sine over cosine would be 0 over -1, which ends up being 0. If this had been cotangent, you would have had an undefined problem because the 0 would have been in the denominator. And then this one is kind of the similar concept. You end up on an axis. So when you're on an axis, there's no triangle. You just need to use your radius to get your coordinates. And then your last one, your tangent problem. Zoomed in, again, you can count by thirds. I showed you the math for calculating those exact points if you need them, or you just know that you're having to split it into sixths, then you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. And then the video for that is posted.